Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for popping by here. And yes, I am back today to share another message. And this has been coming through me very strongly over the last couple days. And today I just have this feeling that it's ready to be shared. And so when I share, of course, remember that I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. This is just perspectives that have assisted me. And so because they assist me, I feel this inner desire to express it and to share with others, knowing that if it assisted me, it can assist others. So also know if you're here, it's not by accident. There is some sort of energetic match to this message, and so I'm sure there'll be something in it for you. So yeah, today I want to speak about heartbreak and how it came up. I was actually watching some sports, and the announcer mentioned, oh, it was heartbreaking that this happened to this athlete. And I thought to myself, that doesn't feel good. And it's so funny because I've heard that so many times, yet I never picked up on it. And then I thought, oh, that doesn't feel good. And if you've seen my other video about feelings and what they're sharing with us, I'll put a link to that somewhere up here. When something doesn't feel good, that's letting us know that that is not our truth. That is untrue for us. It's letting us know a bit of resistance, which is fear, which is always untrue, which is always just a story, an illusion, however we want to look at it. So I was like, that doesn't feel good, heartbreak. And then I was thinking about it, I was like, the heart can't break. The heart is our center. This is like our place of peace. This is our place, our connection to source of infinite love, of trust, compassion, literally any loving energy that we want. We have it on tap from our heart. From our heart, we can connect to a field of infinite intelligence. We can connect to the Akashic records. We can connect to the quantum field. We can connect to literally anything in all that is, any consciousness, anywhere across the universe and in all of the dimensions. And this happens through the heart. This is how I channel beings in other dimensions, always through the heart. This is a clear channel to our guidance, our intuition. It's through the heart where we gain access to our higher mind. And that's how I do it. And I can only speak from my own personal experience. So when I get access to my higher self perspective, it's always through the heart. And that's what I would call the higher mind. And when I was first kind of coming into this, I remember when I was having trouble, I would say to myself, think with your heart. And that was how I first started connecting to my higher self perspective. And so I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you. But our heart, this is our center point. This is where we are balanced. This is where is our natural optimum operating state. As my light collective has shared with me, it's our command center. This is where we can also feel our feelings, so we can feel real time what we are creating, what experiences we are creating. For example, if we're feeling gratitude, that means we're going to be drawing to us more experiences of gratitude. If we're feeling love, we will see more love outside of us. So the heart, to me, I've learned so much about the heart in the last few years. And I was thinking, heartbreak, a heart can't break. This is like our this is who we are. This is where our higher self lives. This is the center of our soul. This is our, our divine essence. It's unbreakable. and that was actually the name of the message that came through from that I channeled this morning from one of the amazing beings in my light collective, and that's on the Diamond Collective podcast. If you're curious about that, definitely check in the description box. But I realized that the heart cannot be broken. The heart, and then this whole thing about heartache. The heart can't really, like, the true heart doesn't ache, because through the higher self perspective, the higher self has never been heartbroken, has never had a heartbreak, a heart throb, all these things that we come up with. So where is this coming from? The first thing that came to mind was like, well, it's like a dramatization to get what we want. If we say, oh, we're heartbroken, maybe someone will show us affection or give us something we want. Or if we say we have a heart throb, maybe that's kind of a manipulation to get someone into our life. And I thought, oh, this is it's like drama, because the heart can't break. And so where is this coming from? And I realized it's the ego. It's the ego projecting onto the heart. But then I thought, why through so many eons of human life we have thought of this way? And I also don't want to take anything away from the experience of being heartbroken, because it is a real experience. I have felt heartbroken so many times in my life. Like when I think of relationships, I was like, oh my gosh, I've been heartbroken so many times. But then when I really started thinking about it, it's like, well, how many times have I been the heartbreaker? And it's so interesting how we so often remember the times when we were heartbroken rather than when we broke someone else's heart. And so either way, I realized was that this heartbreak is a part of the human experience. When we choose to come to Earth, we agree to go through this experience that we call heartbreak. And so I was like, but why does this come back to the heart, this pure place within us, this place of peace? And what came up was the heart chakra. So I have this handy chakra guide I bought it from the 7 Chakra store, I think it was called. They have a lot of cool stuff on there. But I was thinking of the heart and what the mantras that I speak of when I'm activating my heart. And I'll share with you what's here and then what I do now. And then I think you're going to see the key, the difference. So the heart, I love myself and others. I am an expression of love. I am worthy of love. I forgive myself and others. I follow the voice of my heart. So when we think of times that we are heartbroken, it is, and what came through in this channeled message this morning, which I had never thought of, is that when we are heartbroken, we are actually putting guilt on someone else. Because for us to be heartbroken, that means something must have broke our heart. And even when we think about relationships, was I the heartbreaker or were they the heartbreaker? Who was guilty? Yet guilt can only exist if one is victim. And guilt and victim can only exist in fear, along with blame and shame. All these only exist within fear, yet fear is an illusion. Fear is unreal. It's a story. We could be a little bit more bold to say it's a lie, it's a manipulation. And so when we see this, we realize, oh, our heart is our emotional center. So when we are thinking thoughts that are not in alignment with loving myself and others, forgiving myself and others, listening to the voice of my heart, my intuition, my higher mind, when I am not doing those things, when I'm doing the exact opposite, it's going to have the opposite effect of heart activation and expansion. And what is the opposite of expansion? It's contraction. Expansion is love. Contraction is always fear. So what is heartbreak? It is the contraction of the heart. And that is what I came to realize was where this came from. So what is this really happening? What is really happening here? Well, what is happening is that in our mind, we have this belief, and say, for example, we believe that someone is guilty of breaking our heart. Then our mind creates a chemical, which is the emotion, which causes a feeling, the constriction. And over time, the more we have these constricting feelings, the more we close off our heart. And I have so much compassion for all humanity and for those younger versions of myself and all those versions of myself that felt this heartbreak. In fact, I'm wearing pink today to hopefully put out that energy of compassion. And for me, my definition of compassion is to love someone unconditionally, no matter what they are choosing. And another way of putting that is to see someone as source, as love, as light, as innocent, no matter what they are choosing. So it is seeing someone with the higher self perspective, seeing someone as source, as the master creator that they are, having an experience and loving them unconditionally no matter what they are choosing or what they are experiencing. And so this segues to how what I am now is my mantra for my heart, physical heart opening. And when I do my mantras, and every single morning before I go to bed, in the middle of the day, and at night, and sometimes more, depending on what I'm doing, I will be activating all my chakras and feeling into them. And what I say for my heart is, all is source, all is love, light, innocent. And so when we come back to this is alignment. And in this way, when we can look at the reality like that, like everyone is innocent, everyone is source, everyone is love, even if they are choosing to have a different experience, we will never be heartbroken again. And I have one of my rock friends, my mineral friends here to share with you. And this is rhodonite, and I share it with you today because it has assisted me with my heart. And many green or pink minerals, green and pink usually are the best for the heart, but go with whatever is vibing for you. And I share this because I want to just share a fun little thing that kind of show and tell that our rock friends can assist us with healing these energy centers. Now, personally, I don't put them on my body. I just have them around. I actually ask them where they like to be. And this one likes to be on my main desk quite close to me. So I really appreciate that. And so this is a fun little tool that I'm sharing with you that you can use if you, like me, like all humans, have been heartbroken many times in the past. And the key I found to unraveling this heartbreak is to go back and to realize the purpose in the situation that happened. Yet I wouldn't go back there if you're still feeling sadness, anger, resentment about the situation, about the person, because that's just going to taint the view, because those are all emotions in self-pity and victim. And the truth is that is not in alignment with who we really are, because our true self, we are creating our entire reality experience. We are choosing what we experience with our vibration. So that is consciously or unconsciously, we are choosing that with our vibration. So I felt this was really important to share, because so many humans, and myself included up to a few days ago, believed in heartbreak. But now I can so clearly see it's a dramatization of the victim consciousness that is sort of a manipulation tactic to get something from others. Yet when we come to our heart, we realize we have an infinite supply of love here, an infinite supply of love from source, from literally any being in the universe. And literally everything is source, so everyone's true self loves you unconditionally as well. So when you come back to your heart, you realize that, wow, the love is just so immense that the concept of heartbreak, it stops making sense. And so again, if you're going through a time like this, be kind to yourself, and you've done nothing wrong. And I always say that in these videos, that it's not wrong to believe in heartbreak. It's not wrong to be heartbroken. There's nothing wrong. Wrong is this duality, it's a judgment, and it comes from fear too. So there's nothing wrong with anything. There's nothing wrong with if you see this and you think, you want to still believe in heartbreak. That's cool too. Whatever is best for you. There's no wrong. And why I'm just sharing this is because I want to assist you in relieving yourself from this idea of heartbreak, because for me it was this little thing of holding on to guilt. And when we hold on to this guilt, we're holding on to resistance, we're holding on to fear, which is an energy drain. And even if we're not consciously aware of it, it is keeping our vibration at a certain level until we let it go. And why is this? It's because it's not us. Our true self has never felt like a victim, has never made anyone guilty, ever. So when we release this guilt, when we can truly forgive to the core of our being, all of a sudden we rise up. And then we move to the next little level of our reality of what we're working on. And we're all on very different journeys. So, but I know that this video is only going to be viewed by people who it can be of assistance to. And so that's why I wanted to share it with you, to also not make you fearful of opening your heart. Because like I was sharing in the beginning of the video, your heart is is like, it's your center. I cannot describe the wealth within your heart, and literally everything you've ever wanted is in your heart, because everything you've ever wanted is connected to a feeling, and you can feel any feeling in your heart. And then when you feel that feeling, you actually draw that experience to you. And when you think of your heart, it is the strongest electromagnetic signature of your being. It's your center. So much stronger than the signal from the brain. And so it's, well, I'm going to just say it. It just came to me. It breaks my heart that people, including myself, we closed off our heart because of this concept of heartbroken. And this concept of being heartbroken is just another false, fear-based belief. And being false, being fear-based, we know that it's a story, it's a lie, it's a manipulation. And so knowing that, it's easier to let it go. But again, take your time. There's no rush. And these things take some time to process. But again, what is really happening when we feel heartbroken is actually we're running a fear-based belief, and we're thinking thoughts coming from that belief, and those thoughts are fearful thoughts, and likely because we've tied our identity to someone, we had an attachment to someone, etc. There's so many fears that come along with different relationships. And so when that ends, all these things come up in the head coming from these beliefs, and these things create the chemicals that are the emotion that we would feel in our heart as constriction. Yet now you see that constriction is not telling you not to love again. It's not telling you to close your heart. It's actually letting you know the exact opposite. When your heart is constricting like that, it's letting you know you're believing in a story. You have a fear-based belief that isn't even true operating. And I say that with the most compassion, because I ran on these fear-based beliefs my entire life until recently. So I know how it feels. And so when we know that, oh my gosh, when it feels bad, it lets me know it's not true. What a joyful fact. What a happy fact. How grateful I am that I felt those feelings. And a lot of the time, because we are so in our head, we don't even feel the feelings. We just say we're heartbroken because we know that will get us something. But when we really realize what it's letting us know, when the heart is constricting, it's letting us know we're believing in something that's not true. And then we can let that go. And where is it letting go from? Yeah, the fearful ego, but it's connected to the physical mind and brain. Because the ego, we can use this for great things once we clean it out of all the fear and we allow our higher self to work through us. It's just when the ego is kind of running on all these fear-based programs and beliefs that it's really not going to be very helpful for us. Yet it is, because we're having experiences that we're learning things from. Again, nothing is wrong, but I'm just trying to kind of pull it all together. So what I'm getting at is that this idea of heartbreak is just coming from a fear-based belief in the mind, and your heart cannot be broken. You are unbreakable, and your heart is a safe place. This is where your safety and security comes from. This is where love comes from. This is where you can draw all your validation from. Acceptance. Source accepts you. Your higher self accepts you. And Source is everything, so everything accepts you. So you can start to see that, wow, the heartbreak, I feel gratitude that I had that experience, that I had that very human experience, because I can relate to everyone, because we've all been through heartbreak. But now that I know that that was actually just a belief, and that I was thinking thoughts that were untrue, and my heart was actually trying to let me know that. It was trying to let me know I was out of alignment and believing in lies. Now that I know that, I am so thankful for my heart. And what this is coming up is that I really, after opening my heart and feeling how amazing it feels, and the feeling I can come back to, and the peace and the clarity of mind that comes from living from the heart, and the intuition and the ability to be in the flow, and how just so many things, and this is scientifically proven, like so many, when you have heart coherence, there's so many benefits. It's astounding. One that's coming up is just amazing memory and amazing healing capacities, and the list goes on and on. But if we are closing our heart, if we're scared to open it because we're scared to be heartbroken, we're not going to get to experience all this amazing wonders of the heart, the connection we can have through our heart. Through our heart, we're connected to literally everyone and everything, not only on earth and beyond. I can't describe with words how amazing, how powerful, how beautiful, how wonderful it is to live from the heart. Again, all our dreams and desires, you can find them in the heart. All the answers you seek, you can find them in your heart. And it's up to us to open it again and to let go of these fear-based beliefs that made us feel that we had to be small and closed off. So yeah, I will wrap up right there. And of course, I want to share with you my new books here, Channeling for Ascension 1 and Channeling for Ascension 2. And this is this concept of coming back to the heart, heart-centered living, is a huge thing that comes through in both of these books. And it has helped me so much, phenomenally, to get these reminders, to get these insights about what it is to be centered, what it is to be balanced, and how much easier and effortless life is when we live from our heart. And of course, to listen to that message that I channeled this morning, Unbreakable, from a Pleiadian from the 7th dimension, who is absolutely amazing. And I speak of her in this book. I actually describe what she looks like and her energy and how I feel her. And the message that came through from her is in the Diamond Collective feed. And that, again, is in the description box. And maybe I'll pop up a video here if you're interested in checking that out. And I also have the art for sale in my art shop that I shared about last time. And a fun little tidbit that came up after I shared that video was that when I started doing that art, I didn't even have the intention to activate any chakras. That's just what it turned into. All I was doing was my intention was to intuit the sacred geometry of the flower. But after I created it, I started feeling it in my chakras, because I am possibly because I do so much work with my chakras and I'm so attuned to them, and I could feel these centers lighting up as I worked on this art. And so you can see how all these steps on our journey tie together of, you know, one step after the other. And if we follow our flow, wow, it's going to be magical. Because again, I had no idea that art was going to be activating chakras until after I did it. And now it's become what I call chakra activation art. And it's been so just like that I didn't even mention that in the video about it, because it didn't come up for me until after, which is very common. And someone described it to me as when we share, after we share, that expands. We kind of get a bigger picture, a bird's eye view, and then I could see from either side of it. I was like, whoa, that's so cool. So there's that. And then the last thing I'd like to mention is just that I'm offering one-on-one spiritual consultation. And for this, we can do really anything. If you feel your heart is guiding you to work with me, know that we're going to have a great time, and we will allow spirit to guide us to whatever is going to be the most beneficial for you. And with that, my whole thing is to empower you to move forward with more ease, more grace, more confidence, really more embodiment, more of your true self shining through. The you that has been you since before you were born, and who will be you after you're born. Yet when we live in alignment with our true self, wow, life just becomes, well, it's beyond words how it changes. Because I used to live, well, from the fearful ego for the majority of my life. And so as I've been on this ascension path, wow, it is amazing. And I'm just here to make myself available. If I can share some tools and techniques with you, I would love to do that. So definitely check that out if you're feeling the call. But yeah, I will end this here. Thank you so much for watching, and wishing you a beautiful day on your journey. With much love.